Okay, I'm gonna start. So for our project, we chose to focus on adolescence obesity, specifically in Spokane. The average teenage slash adolescence obesity is higher than the Washington average, the percentage. So we thought that it was kind of something that could be focused on. And also, the United States has a much higher adolescence obesity percentage than the rest of the world. So it's pretty important. And um, so doing this project is I'm Joy Thompson, and then we have Gabby. I don't want to butcher any of these names. Gabby, Kelly, and Michelle. And so we're just gonna start with that. And yeah.
Okay, I'm Gabby, and I did the individual aspect of adolescence obesity or the impact of adolescence obesity. And the first and foremost thing, um, is to prevent obesity. And by doing that is by noticing a change in yourself and noticing that you have obesity. And the first step to helping with your individual health is by calculating BMI consistently. And that is actually a way to diagnose yourself with obesity too. And it's if you have a higher BMI, then you're most likely obese. And to continue um, habits and continue to like not be not continue with obese habits, you could swap unhealthy foods with healthy foods, but with the same satisfaction. So I put an example like swapping a cookie a day with an apple could be helpful with maintaining a balanced diet, especially with a young individual, someone that is like a kid, because they do target more sweeter things and they enjoy more sweeter things, and apples have that same sweet satisfaction like with a cookie. So, yeah.
And my name's Joy, and I did the group slash community part. And one of my first tactic was promoting healthy eating, which can be done by parents and it can be done by the schools, which is primarily where a lot of the adolescents will be spending their time. There's a bunch of different tactics that parents can find and a bunch of habits. There's that can be found online, and also in school districts there are the My Plate food pyramids. There are posters of that, and I think teachers can promote it a little bit better than they do right now. And the second part that I said was to encourage physical activity. This can be again promoted at school and at home. If you want to promote it at home, there are parks. Um, there are a lot of gyms. And so you can bike, you can walk, you can do at home activities. There's a lot of different options for just being physically active. And then the last tactic that I said was creating a support group or joining a support group. And there's a bunch of them. I found a couple on Facebook for Spokane. And there's also just like there's a place called Spokane Weight Loss and community wellness clinics. And there's just a bunch of good available options for adolescents who are struggling with obesity. And this will just help them to feel like power in numbers and they're not alone. And that is it for group slash community.
Awesome. All right. I am Kelly. I did the physical impact of adolescence obesity, and kind of just going off of what Joy said about encouraging physical activity. The recommended minimum requirement for adolescents between 11 and 21 is at least 60 minutes of physical activity a day. Now, I know a lot, like pretty much since COVID, it kind of put a stop to a lot of kids like not not exercising as much just because COVID really affected us all in a variety of ways. And, just making sure that kids are staying physically active at home and at schools, and having, your parents or caregivers being, um, oh gosh, being helpful and guiding to kids and wanting to get them physically active. And looking at the behavioral modification for children as well is to get like their family and their caregivers involved. So incorporating like what Gabby said about supplementing from apples versus like a cookie, getting them used to fruits because kids like sweets. So what are they will obviously want to choose candy, so a better option would be fruits, or also supplementing from sugar, like regular granulated sugar. Try to do like a keto or like some other type of variant of sugar. And going off of nutrition, increasing fruits and vegetables and intake for 5 or more servings a day, minimizing sugar portion control, routine meals without restricting food habits. So you want to make your kids feel like they're doing a good job by switching their diet. So having little candy here and there is really not gonna affect them, but like allowing them to eat an engorged amount of candy is where the problem starts. So allowing just a few pieces of candy here and there is fine, but still sticking to like fruits and vegetables is really going to help incorporate better physical activity and well-being all in general. And that was it for the physical impact of obesity in adolescence.
Hello, my name is Michelle Chakin, and going off what Kelly said in regards to COVID, it did cause our children to have to be home and not be able to socially interact with their peers. That caused like a great deal of stress for them, but also what it did was cause them to have to be sedentary, and their social interactions then turned to the internet and video games. And in the information I was able to find, it said that the development of child risk factors is shaped by parenting styles, family characteristics, such as parents, dietary intake and activity patterns, nutritional knowledge, child feeding practices, and peer and sibling interactions. So with that said, it looks like some things that we can do as parents and family members and teachers is to encourage children to do more group activities, more and continue to be in a healthy social circle that all encourage each other to do healthy outdoor activities, sports, and things of that nature to create a healthy social interaction. As parents, it's our responsibility to be able to create interactions with the family that don't necessarily have to be based around food, because I'm from a Mexican culture and that's all we do is eat all the time. It's eat. Everybody does it, but as when you come together as a family, so it's hard to break away from that because of cultural aspects and traditions. But there's healthier ways to go about doing that by just having healthier options. But so it's still good to socially and have social gatherings with your family, and but just have to be able to choose healthier options for food. And also healthy social circle is important. And that's all I have for social.
So I also did the political environment aspect, and this one is pretty important in regards to public health officials. So public health, or since obesity is like a very challenging health component in America, it has become a matter of public health efforts. So by noticing that this population group is in need of a better diet and like better health habits, they can arrange a team of dietitians, nutritionists, and school district administrators to kind of require a healthier food like schedule or like a healthier food options in the schools. So by kind of going back to the physical aspect, how it says to have increased fruit and vegetable intake to 5 or more servings per day. That could be included in a kid's school lunch, and public health officials can kind of rearrange that or arrange all of that. And yeah, that's about it for that one. Should I stop recording this?
That's it. I think we're
Okay, I'm
done.
gonna stop recording. I don't know how to do that. Oh shoot.